Well, good morning, everyone. I am Ian Wishart. I'm the MLA for Portage la Prairie, and I'm pleased to provide opening remarks for today's event. And I want to welcome you all to the community for today's important announcement addressing mental health and community wellness in Manitoba. Manitobans deserve the right addictions treatment, resources, and services to support their journey of recovery. Today's announcements show that our government is committed to doing just that. Before I pass it over to Mayor Sherilyn Knox to MC today's event, I'd like to recognize those who are in attendance in the room today. Mayor Brandon, Jeff Fawcett is here. Reeve of the Arm of Ashern, Ann Thor Jonathan, and Dana Human, Regional Lead for Community and Continuing Care in Southern Health, and of course President Cam Blight. Mayor.
Hello everyone, and thank you MLA Wishart, and thank you all for being here. I'm Sherilyn Knox, Mayor of the City of Portage la Prairie. Today we have a very important announcement regarding the health and well-being of Manitobans and the well-being of Manitoba communities, including Portage la Prairie. Addictions have become very serious across Canada and here in Manitoba, and all levels of government need to work together to address them, for the individuals and their loved ones directly affected, and also for the communities and municipalities in which they live. The Manitoba government is announcing new measures and investments for addictions treatment services here this morning, and I welcome Mental Health and Community Wellness Minister Janice Morley-Lecomte to the podium to share the details.
Thank you, Ian. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, guests. Thank you, everyone, for showing up this morning. My name is Janice Morley-Lecomte, and I am the Minister of Mental Health and Community Wellness. I am so pleased to be here today in Portage to announce 3 investments focused on improving access to addiction treatment services throughout Manitoba. Too many Manitobans have lost someone they love to addiction. Our government recognizes that more needs to be done to address these preventable deaths. We firmly believe that everyone can recover from addiction, and we are committed to supporting all those who are in pursuit of recovery. These initiatives announced today will take us a significant step closer to fulfilling our throne speech commitment to support and increase up to 1,000 publicly funded treatment spaces. First, I am pleased to share that the Manitoba government is investing $2.64 million to expand access to withdrawal management services in rural Manitoba. This funding will support new medical withdrawal management spaces that will stabilize and provide medical oversight to individuals as they withdraw from substances. We know that Manitobans should have access to health services closer to home, and I'm pleased that these new spaces will help fill that gap. These spaces will allow up to 300 Manitobans per year to access services closer to home. This is key in our commitment to a recovery-oriented system of care to ensure support and treatment is available when individuals are ready. The new treatment spaces will be located at the Brandon Regional Health Center, where 4 new beds will be available, the Portage District General Hospital, where dedicated bed space will be available in partnership with the Withdrawal Management Services Program, and the Ashern Hospital, where 2 new beds will be available. We also recognize the need to support our existing addiction treatment providers. We have heard loud and clear from our community partners that the pandemic, along with rising fiscal pressures, have placed added stress on addiction services. This is why I'm pleased to announce that we will be investing almost $1 million in 10 existing community addiction treatment agencies. This funding will help ensure comprehensive quality care and retention of staff to support individuals as they move forward on their recovery journey. Finally, we know that stress related to the pandemic has had an impact on the mental health and well-being of individuals throughout our province. This has also placed added pressure on our system. Through a recently posted expression of interest, the department is seeking to add addiction treatment spaces throughout the province, working towards our target of 1,000. This expression of interest is focused on expansion of day treatment programs, bed-based treatment programs, supportive recovery housing, and withdrawal management services. More information can be accessed on the Department of Mental Health and Community Wellness website. These transformative investments are aligned with our 5-year strategy, a pathway to mental health and community wellness, a roadmap for Manitoba, which is focused on increasing access to services to ensure support is available as close to home as possible for all Manitobans. I am pleased that these significant steps will also move us forward in developing our recovery-oriented system of care, ensuring that Manitobans are supported in their pursuit of recovery. Thank you for being here, and I look forward to continuing to work together to build a more comprehensive system of mental health and addiction services province-wide. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. I would also like to take a moment to thank you for these initiatives and investments you have announced. Too often we hear about long wait times for addiction treatment, when we know for the best success we need to meet people where they are at and when they're ready. This announcement today will move our community and our province in the right direction to providing the supports necessary to Manitobans struggling with substance abuse, but who are ready to make a change. I would like to thank the provincial government for continuing to invest in your long-range strategy for mental health and community wellness in our province. On behalf of Portage la Prairie, thank you. I now would like to invite Cam Blight, President of the Association of the Manitoba Municipalities, to speak about these new government measures.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Cam Blight, and I'm the President of the Association of Manitoba Municipalities, and I'm also the Reeve of the Arm of Portage la Prairie. I want to first thank Minister of Mental Health and Community Wellness, Honourable Janice Morley-Lecomte, for inviting our organization to deliver remarks today. I would also like to take a moment to acknowledge Mayor Sherilyn Knox, Marla Summersall from Executive Director of the Behavioral Health Foundation, and Mr. Price. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to today's positive funding announcement that will expand treatment services across Manitoba with 1,000 additional spaces. As the AMM makes it a priority to tour across Manitoba and meet one-on-one with municipalities, it is clear that there is great need for these types of services. Today's announcement is timelier than ever, especially since all communities have seen firsthand how the pandemic has heightened the need for greater access to mental health and addiction support services across the province. As community safety is among the top priorities of Manitoba municipalities, I commend the province for announcing the creation of 1,000 new publicly funded treatment spaces. Expanding the capacity of existing community addictions treatment agencies and adding new medical withdrawal management spaces in rural Manitoba is certainly positive news for our members. Our communities can thrive economically and socially if we don't all work together to address mental health issues. Ensuring that vulnerable individuals have safe and reliable access to treatment spaces closer to home is essential to building resilient communities. Today's announcement will certainly help address some of the gaps related to the delivery of addictions treatment services. Moving forward, it is vital that these new spaces are adequately staffed and funded so that all Manitobans that require these facilities receive timely care. Our members want to see innovative solutions for the delivery of sustainable health care for all Manitobans. In closing, I would like to thank the province of Manitoba once again for inviting our organization to deliver remarks today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Cam. Of course, the people in the front lines of addiction treatment are so important, and we are very fortunate to have with us Marla Summersall, Executive Director of the Behavioral Health Foundation, who will share her thoughts on what this announcement means to those providing these services to Manitobans who need them.
Good morning. Thank you, Mayor Knox, and thank you, ministers. It's wonderful to be here with my colleagues and with you today. For organizations like the Behavioral Health Foundation, we provide bed-based long-term treatment for people who are dealing with substances and co-occurring mental health disorders. We have 114 beds in our facilities. We have a program that is specific to people who identify as female with their children. We have a program for adults, and we have a program for families. And along with that, we have childcare. We have K-6 school for the children of the residents in our program. We have employment development services. We have a partnership with MITT for adult education on site. And we have a very important traditional program of Indigenous services where people can heal in a way that fits with their culture and with their community and with their own needs. So all of those things are very important to us. Behavioral health has been around for over 50 years and has worked very hard to create those programs and maintain them and try to sustain them. And as everyone has mentioned this morning, the impacts of COVID, the impacts of the current financial situation, those not only have effects on our organization, trying to keep going with food costs that are increasing in the double digits and services that we need to be able to continue to provide, but we also have employees. We have residents of the program who need to be able to sustain their lives. So the funding increase that the province has provided with this announcement is incredibly important, not just to our organization, but all the organizations. As you know, not-for-profit organizations can stretch a dollar very far, but even we have limits. And so these funds will offer us the opportunity to provide better compensation for staff members, to ensure that the programs continue, that we can help people to heal in a holistic way, get back to their communities in a healthy and safe way, and have a meaningful life with their families. We're fortunate that we can offer the space to families in our program. We can have families reunite in our program and send them back to the community healthy. The other piece that we offer and that we are thankful that these funds will support is an outreach program. Once you leave treatment, it doesn't mean the work is finished. So we have outreach services, we have groups, we have opportunities for people to continue to connect and to continue to maintain that healthy lifestyle. So once again, our thanks to the province for providing this opportunity for increased funding to our organizations and others like us, for the increased treatment beds across the province, which is so important for people to be able to connect in their own communities to receive treatment, and to our partners who are working with us to make sure that we can address this problem more wholly. Thank you again.
Thank you, Marla. Such important work that you do in our province. No one knows more about the importance of addiction treatment services than the individuals who actually go through these struggles with substance use. Lee Price has recovered from an addiction following treatment. Lee is here to speak about what these newly announced initiatives could mean to Manitobans dealing with these addictions. I welcome Lee to the podium.
Thank you, Mayor Knox, and everyone for inviting me up here. I was pretty excited to hear about this announcement today. As a recovering alcoholic and been through many addictions myself, and seen friends' lives lost to addiction, and more friends in Portage la Prairie. All these beds will help provide more options to people who need the help right away, and less waiting. Less waiting is good for those who could easily change their mind if they waited any longer. Yeah.
Thanks, Lee, for sharing your perspective. Awesome. So this concludes the formal announcement. I would like to thank everyone for coming.